Yesterday I already talked about this cool scammer that added my alt, and I'm gonna go over that just briefly again and a little bit more after that, because I baited the guy, basically. Gather round, listen children, yes. Wait, no, not this. Where's it? My thing, right. So this was ill prepared. So this was what we saw yesterday. With being listed as a scammer in some random group. This Discord attachment is not available anymore, and I assume it's just like some picture of that thread or whatever. And this is just a Steam group, right? And they actually added to that group. If we go over here, there's about 100 more members, but as you can see, there's still barely anyone online, and the only person that's online is this guy, I believe. Or somebody else? No, it's somebody else this time. Wow, really bad. Anyway, right, if you go in here and then it says, please avoid talking to this profile's clean English, right? Already a good sign. Right. This profile has been flagged scamming other Steam groups, and 12 of our members have fallen victim to their scams. Blah blah blah, right? And then you just see profiles here. And if you go over these link to, I don't know, maybe some innocent people or just some other bot accounts or whatever. Maybe just some stand-ins. But then if you go in the second one, it just links to this, right? steamcommunity.com/my. And if you put that in, you're always going to end up with the account that's logged in, right? So I'm going to end up on my alt if I use a window on Firefox and put that in. Right? I'm always going to come out on my own profile because I'm logged in over there on my main. And if you're using that on a private window, obviously you can't direct there, right? And then once you log in. So yeah, this is a scam, right? Because whoever clicks on this always going to see their own profile as being listed in the scam. Then you're supposed to contact this person. And that's what I did. I added them on my alt and didn't hear anything from them. So I shot them a message today and started out with a little setup, right? A little bait action with low caps, no punctuation, right? Hi, sorry to bother you, but I have been told that I was on list as scammer, and I don't understand how that is, right? And they don't type, this is all just a script. Right, so they're saying, alright, give me your trade URL so I can check your trade transaction data and for me to check your profile status. On this chat box, click the click icon and click share trade URL, right? So you go down here and they just have you share this, which is in here. And I said, is this it? And then we went further in this. Yes, you're right, check this. We've received 67 reports regarding your Steam account from members of our group, the Velvet Vanguard. And the astute viewers are going to notice that this group, right, that we looked at, is 4 reps. So I was like, wait a moment, what are we talking about? The Velvet Vanguard anti-scam group? So instead of just having one group full of scammers, right, I went over to that guy's profile, right, I went down to the groups, and I looked for Velvet Vanguard, which is all the way down here, right? And if we look at this group has been created March 3rd, and if we compare that to the other group, this one is created on 22nd, on 2022 in September, right? So this is older. But then if we look in here and just look at these discussions, right? The importance of building trust in gaming communities. Right? If we just look at this over here. Evolution of early access game. Impact of Steam reviews. Right? Best hidden gems. Perfect co-op. So it's basically the same shit, just a bit different. Role of Steam sales. It's just fluff, right? To see Or to basically have a stand in here as a activity, basically. Like it looks that there's something going on. But these were all created on 4th of March at the same time, right? And then we have some random shit in here. Thank you for helping our community. I don't know, doing what, right? That's the second admin of the other scam group, basically. So both of these, this is the scammer who's admin of the other group, who's also an admin in here, and this is probably the same guy again, just on another profile. So all of this is just fucking crap, and I'm sure there's actually some legitimate people in here. They maybe invited some of them, because there's actually people in game and online in this group, even though it got created like in the beginning of this month, where it has over 1,900 members, and there's probably some actual people in here. But if we actually go and look in here, we're gonna see some distinct things. For instance, this profile, right, has a QR code. QR code. QR code. QR code. QR code. Hey look, there's a bunch of these QR codes, right? And these QR codes were used in a different bot, scam, whatever you want to call it, originating from China, right? Where they want you to log into some fucking Chinese website and they fucking shell on some, I don't know, some sexual crap over on that, right? And there's a bunch of these in there. Right, so there's a bunch of these fucking things. And that's always a great sign when you have a bunch of profiles just with a QR code of random Chinese shit. Right, so there's tons of them in here. If we just go through this. So chances are that a lot of these users also not legitimate, right? Because there's hundreds of these if we just go through this. But that's besides the point, right? That's just another thing that they accidentally linked me to because they talked about the wrong group, even though they sent me from that other group. Right, so if we go back to this, right, in light of this, we are considering submitting a petition to Valve for the permanent deletion of your account. Okay, so let me get this straight, right? A Steam group, everybody on Steam can make a fucking Steam group, right? Is talking to me about some petition to Valve to get my account deleted, which is already just red flags out of the wazoo. So, but, okay, right? To avoid any penalties or potential banning, we urge you to appeal. The next step is to identify any items associated with illegal activities so that we can clean the history through the item database system, ensuring that your account remains in good standing, right? And then they hit you with this this cool little GIF, which I've seen before. It took a while for them to create this, right? Where it's like, hey, my account, and then it says Valve Corporation, right? Valve, number of users reported this account. I don't know why they would have access to this when they're just a random ass Steam group, right? Makes no sense. And then you have actions against this user. So the Steam group administrator somehow can ban my Steam account. Does that make sense? Absolutely not, because it's not real, right? And you have trade ban. Ban email address. I don't even know what the hell that does. I mean, you could just use another one. I don't know. Ban IP makes no sense either because, you know, if you have a dynamic IP, I could just get another one. So, yeah, and then you have restrict credit cards slash ban. You ban credit cards? I didn't know that was a thing. Right, and then delete Steam account permanently, and that's always the big spooky thing where they're trying to get you into panic mode, right? Trying to do things that you probably shouldn't be doing. And none of them have any of these powers, right? This is just bullshit out of the ass. But since I know this, right, we're just playing along a little bit and then see how it goes. And it went in a great direction. I couldn't have dreamed of a better direction this all went. So he said, would you like to make an appeal to clear this report on your Steam account? And I said, what? How can that be? I didn't do anything. I don't understand. I don't want my account deleted. Right? And then he went to create another little cool GIF. In this appeal process, an item database needs to manually access inventories and select most traded and suspicious items that needs to undergo on a validation system. Also take note that the system will not take away your items, right? That's why they wanted our trade URL at the beginning, because we're never going to lose any items to this, right? Yeah. And yeah, since it's locked in trading functions, nonsense, the items will stay on your inventory at all times. Database will only check its full transcript to process the result of your items. Also, I wanted to remind you that if you committed a serious misconduct, a penalty will be assessed due to a attempted cancellation of appealing process. Okay, this is the example of how validation process works. Are we clear? And then if you look at this, you just see database 2, and then it's just some random item shit, and then he's just pulling some crap out of his ass. Right. Loading complete. It just switches to some other shit. Show results. Yeah, and then it shows you the basic error window that you get when a trade offer is just done. Where you just slap his own text in there, validate it, and call it a day. And that's supposed to be an interface or whatever. Account locking is up there, pending. So this is just more nonsense, right? To fluff up this little scam attempt, right? So yeah, I guess I said, what now? The reason this is structured as a trade offer is because the appeal process requires the system to evaluate items through specific trade mechanisms in order to ensure transparency and fairness. It's the safest and most effective way to verify the details of your items without actually removing or altering anything in your inventory. The trade function simply locks the items for review and prevents any changes from occurring until the validation is complete. I will run the database now, okay? The database? What are you on about, brother? Right, so I said, okay, I agree. Then he got me with like some cool formatted text here. The database was already set to run the validation process. ... Blah. Looks crazy, right? Database named RCE has picked items that detected as suspicious to detect fraud items in your inventory. Always great, this English. Check notification, accept and confirm database offer on your Steam phone authenticator. With the database after you accept it, check your email for the receipt and result of the validation. Just let me know once done so we can proceed on the next process. Don't worry, all the items will not be taken away. The database will just check and determine histories and the red labeled items. Oh yeah, the red labeled, what is the red labeled items again? I don't know. If the database detected red tagged item, it will not be removed from your inventory and it will just clean and change the history. It sounds like fucking money laundering. But okay, you are 100% safe and guaranteed here. Ah yes. I always trust somebody when they say I'm 100% safe. It's always what you should look out for, When somebody says that, you're just totally safe. The database is designed and programmed to check validity of the items. It will not receive any items from you after accepting and confirming. The item will not be accepted by the database since it was a verification and not a trade. Which is strange, it's not a trade, but you sent me a trade offer, right? So how is it not a trade when you sent me a trade offer, right? So I just hit him with silence, right? I just ghosted him for a little bit. And I always love it when they just come back. Done? Huh? What's going on? We just talked about this. Still there. And then he hit me with this angry emote. And at that point, this initial account over here actually unfriended me. Which is kind of funny. But I hit them back with a Steam mocking emote just to see what was going on, right? And he said, "Are you trolling me?" I asked, "Are you scamming me?" Just directly in his face. Usually that results in them removing you, but this guy had other plans in mind, right? They were still trying to push their shit. So he said, "Did you check my account? I have level 102 account. You know how much expensive to get here? More than worth of that items you got. If Steam finds out I scam you, my account will be terminated. No point on scamming you." So yeah, they're trying to sell you on, oh my god, they have like a 102 level account on Steam. There's just no way this guy is, trying to scam you, because that means something, right? No, it's just an arbitrary ass number. Level 102 on Steam basically doesn't mean jack shit. You can probably boost yourself up for cheap to level 102 by investing like, I don't know, I'm just gonna lie, 4-5 keys at most, maybe $10, right, to get to level 102. If you buy the cheapest card sets or whatever that are out there, basically means nothing if you have a level 102 account, right? So this is not a metric that you should be throwing out there if you want to legitimize yourself, right? Another red flag. And I said, okay, that makes sense. I believe you. So I just switched over here to my normal way that I write. But he didn't say anything about that. I don't mean to insult you on that part. I don't know. It's fine. You just can't be sure about these things, right? I said, I mean, there's so many bad people and scammers out there. Just you gotta be careful, right? You gotta be careful. I mean, I could be talking to one right here. So I understand that you have doubts, but as admin/owner of the group, it's my responsibility to guide you through the correct process. This is not a process you can bypass, and there's no alternative way to resolve this issue. And continuing to refuse this process will only delay the resolution of your account. So they're trying to put a little pressure on you, right? To get things moving, get things going. So basically not give you time to ask somebody else to do something to verify if this is actually legit, right? So you could lose your account in maybe like 10 minutes. And some of these people also push it, right? If you don't do it, they just threaten account deletion immediately. And yeah, just never do it. They have no power to do such a thing. So I said, so I accept this trade and the system checks them and then I get them back. Actually, your items will not be taken away. And then he shows me the same fucking GIF again. Like, yeah, okay. And I said, it's a trade offer. Of course my items will be taken away to that other account. Doesn't matter how many cool GIFs you send me saying otherwise. If you see on the GIF, the offer was cancelled by the database. Oh yeah, the GIF, right? I mean, it's not like he created this shit in 2 seconds. Like, wow, that really means something. I mean, I could get a GIF too. And send it to him. Does that mean anything? No. Why in the GIF it's sent to database number 2 and mine was sent to RZE, okay? Keep that in mind. Yes, databases are not same names. So chill, right? I'm asking too many questions. Chill, man. Chill, this is all legit. This is all legit. Why do you ask? Why do you ask so many questions about something that's so obviously not fucking a scam? Like, bro, just calm down. Just accept this trade, right? Let me steal your items. It's gonna be all okay. So I said, I see. I'm just not feeling well. I just, you know, there's so much on my head, in my mind. Everything's going on, you know. And he came back to me. I know this is a lot to take in, but I'm confident this is the right process to get your account back up and running. Once you complete the steps, everything will be taken care of. And I'll make sure your reports will be cleared as promised. We'll get this resolved together. He's my buddy, he's helping me out this, obviously. So, it's the... No wait, where were we? Yeah. It's the epitome of your Steam account. I don't know what I can do if you still waste it. I don't know what that's supposed to be even making sense. I don't know. Just tell me if you do not want to process so I can able to remove you from friend list. Not that I will wait for your replies. So they're getting impatient, right? They're threatening to just unfriend me and leave me with an account deletion here in a pretty horribly broken English mess. But I said no, I would like to proceed. He gets a little bit angry even though I said that I would like to proceed. I don't know why. You know what? I'm helping you here. Even this is not my problem. You added me and asked for this. Now you will not going to do the process. You're not cooperating. You're just wasting my precious time. Time that I can use to spend on my family and friends. I came back to him, saying, whoa, no need to guilt trip me. I also got family and friends. I'd rather play games with them than having to deal with this. Yeah, 2 can play that game. And why you add me in first place? And ask for this. If you will not follow, go back, read. You agreed to everything that I said, and now you're here wasting my time on this damn process. You will accept it or not. Just say yes or no. I would never waste time with scammers. I would never dare to waste time of such a important individual. I would not. I just would not. And I said, I thought it's an automated process. Why is this wasting your time? Didn't you already do your part? No. Please stop the excuses. Please. Do not tell me you thought. Do not tell me you don't know. You're just hurting my feelings here. You're wasting my time. And I want to spend on my kids. Well, we're getting some best views. Hell yeah. Perfect. More fucking bot shit. So this is golden. I must have laughed for like half a minute. Yeah. And I said, okay, I'm sorry, I won't tell you I thought. I won't tell you I don't know. I mean, I didn't know from the start what this was. And I really do feel sorry for you if this is what you have to do to feed your family. I mean, I truly, truly feel for these poor scammers having to feed their family out there. I mean, I can't really confirm if what he's telling me is true. After all, he's trying to steal my shit. But I really do feel for them. And then it just fucking cracks. He cracks. And it's so juicy. I loved it. I do not understand you. Why are you being like that? You don't know the other side of the world. You're lucky you're not poor or poorest in the earth. You're just blessed. You cannot be able to take things into heaven. You will die soon. You're not forever there. You're just lucky. Curse you. Then I said Australia can't be that bad because his profile, right? If we look, this guy's profile. It said Australia, and nobody would ever lie about the origin, right? There's no way he's not actually from Australia, right? There's no way. And he said, "Fuck you! I'm not there. I'm not from there. You're fuck you, lucky bitch. You're just lucky you born on the good country. How am I supposed to know where you are from? America will soon fall to the dust. All Europe and US." And I responded, "I'll be there for it. Can't wait for the show to start." And that was basically the end of our little conversation over here, where he had a little meltdown and then he unfriended me, which is truly, truly so sad. But going back to this trade offer that he sent me, right? So this is what he sent me on his database account, right? So he just sent me a trade for 50 cases. And this might not look like much, but each of these cases is like 40 cents on the Steam community market, right? So if you sell all of these, you can get like 20 euros out of it, which is a sizable amount, I would say, for like 5-minute investment of trying to scam somebody. But obviously I didn't accept this, right? And then you get this nice message, which they just repurposed and said validated over here, right? For that little gift that they created. And yeah, this is one thing that he took away from this entire conversation that we had, right? I called him out on the database thing, right? That his random scam account was actually not called database, and it was called RZE. So I checked back later on this, right? If we refresh this, you're gonna see it. He changed the scam account to database. So I pointed out his mistake, and he learned from it. If only he would put that effort towards something actually, you know, feasible to get his life going in the right direction instead of trying to, you know, better his scamming methods. So he changed that account to database, which is just the icing on the cake for me, basically. And unfortunately, it's just a nonsense, nothing account. We can't really glean anything out of this. And it's just one game, and it's postal, so this might just be some random free game that they've given out at some point, and it's just another throwaway account. But yeah. So if we actually go to his profile, there's not much to see here. They're just in a bunch of groups, and this might also just be a hijacked account. This actual first group might have been an actual group at some point, and it just got absolutely nuked out and deleted and repurposed for this scam. But I will never know. And yeah, so this guy is a scammer, and there's just a bunch of random shit like this on his profile. Thanks for the payment through PayPal sent from an account that also got nuked, which was pretty funny. And this the second group, is this the second group? Yeah. It's actually even more funny because if you go to announcements, I think, yeah, they actually have a how to avoid API scam message in the announcement. And I pretty sure believe they just put that in here to just seem more legitimate, right? This group is warning others of scams, so there's no way that group could possibly be related to actually scamming people, right? But they are. So this actually talks about the API key scam where scammers register API keys, so they have still access to your account even though you change passwords and everything. And it's not even linked correctly. They put it in like brackets, so it doesn't even open on Steam properly, which is just stupid. But yeah, this group is also just set up to scam others, and I'm gonna report this, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna change this at some point. They set this up like to thank their members. Thank you members for mass reporting the scammers, and now they are banned, listed below, and they just list some random profiles as scammers, and they might have been scammers or not. Just shows a VAC ban, might also just be unrelated accounts, I don't know. But at some point I'm probably just gonna edit this or change it to just look like that other group announcement thing in the discussions, where it's gonna turn into another scam just like this. Which is also always funny when they have something called moderator, right? Like it's an actual mod account. Same way they used badges that always try to reflect something like this administrator badge, which is just visual fluff to make it all look more legitimate. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Stumbling over two groups, him slipping up and then changing that account to database was just hilarious to me. Absolutely hilarious.